It seems like a normal day. You're finally awake. Get up and carry on life as normal. Until you notice something is off. The sound of vehicles is gone. No children are playing. Nobody is working. For some reason, I wrote no cars are driving around, but I think that's kind of redundant.
Mhm.
This was written on the spot. As you look into things, you discover a horrible truth. You are alone in the empty world. And that's the title of the episode. So,
Nice.
this is a random idea I got. I'm just gonna say the inspiration was from a season 15 episode of Supernatural where there's some similar circumstances. I forget what it was, like the second to last episode. I'm gonna Google it. Give me a moment.
Was it by chance a reference to a Twilight Zone episode? Because there's this thought experiment instantly reminded me of that episode of the Twilight Zone where I think he stops time to a similar extent. Or no, wait. The first episode of the Twilight Zone, an astronaut comes back to Earth and there's nobody there, and he figures out that he's part of an experiment.
Yeah, I remember that one. It's a similar premise. Let me see here. Yeah, so I'll just read a bit of the synopsis. Do you mind spoilers?
For what? Supernatural?
Supernatural, yeah.
Oh no, I'm fine. Go ahead.
Okay, so this was season 15, episode 19, Inherit the Earth. So at this point, it had been revealed there's like a whole multiverse, which is kind of a weird thing, but it had its amusing moments. God had basically just literally Thanos snapped everybody in the entire multiverse. So he one-upped Thanos. And left only Sam, Dean, and a newer character named Jack. And that was it. Yeah. And it's like for a good portion of the episode, they're just like, there's no one left. It's just them, and they're just like, they have no way to literally fight God that they can think of, and they're just like, well, shit, there's nothing left to do but just waste away until we die. Of course, that's not the case. They figured out a way, and they won. And then the final episode was the one after that. But it got me thinking, is like, if something like this happened, where you woke up, and eventually, upon going through your day, you just noticed that everyone was gone, and like, say you stole a car and you started driving and you were knocking on doors and going into like stores and like there was nobody, and you realized eventually you weren't dreaming, but you decided like, I'm just gonna live as long as I can. I hate to say, realistically, you'd probably want to kill yourself, because it'd just be such soul-crushing loneliness. But at the same time, that's not part of the thought experiment. The idea is, what would you do to keep yourself sane and prolong, just so you end up like dying of old age, maybe.
Now the question is, in this experiment, are animals still around?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll become king of the tapirs.
There you go. I didn't write this down, but I had basic idea. So me figuring this out would depend on what day it is. If it was a work day, especially a morning shift, I would figure this out really quickly. I would drive to work and I would notice like nobody passed me on the road, which, I mean, that happens sometimes. But I would notice nobody walking in the parking lot, and I'd just be like, yeah, I guess everyone's inside. It's only when I would walk inside where I would notice immediately, like, the cash registers are unmanned. No one's walking around. There's just a bunch of carts. Like, let's just assume at a random time, everyone just vanished completely. Not even their clothes were left behind. It's just, but all cars just, like, stopped where they were. Anything anyone was pushing is just left there. If it was my day off, it would take me much longer, because I probably would turn on my PC after making some breakfast and edit a video or play some game, and it would take me some time to realize that nothing's wrong. I would probably realize, like, say if the internet had gone down. I don't think it would. I feel like some stuff would break, but I think it would probably last a couple of weeks before, like, shit would just become broken from people not running it.
Right.
But yeah, if I tried to play something online, like, obviously nothing would be connecting. PUBG might work, but I would just have like a match full of bots. But otherwise you'd just be sitting there buffering. But anyways, I would start moving around. I'd realize, okay, there's nobody here. And once, like, I had, like, probably stopped panicking, I think the first thing you'd need to worry about is food, because granted, I'm near a grocery store. I could just go in. I could literally set up shop there. But stuff is going to expire. So probably, the best thing you could do is take all the meat and cook it, and then freeze it, and then that'll probably last like several months. Some other stuff like Kraft mac and cheese and things like that should last years. So save that for, like, you know, when you've run out of your frozen meats that you've collected. I would probably go to multiple stores and just, I'd just get a big ass truck and just pile a bunch of meat in, get bags of ice, dump it in, and just drive it all to one place. So I could deal with that first. And before it got out of hand, because I would think, if you have animals, and the animals are the only thing that are there, there's just no humans, I think you would want to work on preparing for that, because animals, particularly wild ones, they don't come into cities too much because it's all the noise, it's spooky to them. But eventually, because of all the quiet, they're going to start checking things out. And it's one thing if a deer, like, comes through, it's not really going to bother you. What I'm worried about is something like a bear. So yeah. I'm going to make sure that I get weaponry. I'm going to get shotguns, everything. I need a section of just ammunition. And I would clear some spot at the store and just, like, okay, this is going to be my weapons cache. I would probably use the manager's office upstairs, so I'd have some high ground if something came in. I'd definitely also try to reinforce the doors somehow. I can probably do some shitty welding. While the internet's up, I'll just watch some welding videos on YouTube, like how to do it, and just half-ass it.
Stack up a car or two or something, right at the entrance too. Create like a natural barricade with cars.
Yeah, that would be a thing. Actually, something I think you could do simply is you'd need I would have to get like a semi truck for this, but I'd go to stores and I would just collect their grocery carts and then just make a huge circle like in front of the store with like, I would get enough where it would be 3 cart layers thick and just have like this massive ring of them. So it's like, it's nothing they could just easily walk through, and they probably wouldn't try to go over it. Maybe put some barbed wire over that as well. Just, it's something you could do quick. You could figure out something better later on.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like, if it gets run over, overrun by animals. It would be like Zootopia, but without all the Rule 34.
Yeah. That's certainly a positive. Is no one would be making that shit anymore.
Right. Very true.
Yeah.
You'd have to do it yourself.
Yeah, I'll not make it of animals, thank you.
That wasn't what I was meaning, but
yeah.
I was
Anyway,
meaning more of Rule 34 in general. But yeah,
yeah. I mean,
honestly,
I might have to. I might get bored of what's available. Granted,
that's pretty...
I could use my credit card, which would effectively be unlimited at that point. I could take other people's cards. I could subscribe to so many OnlyFans accounts. Hey, you got to keep yourself entertained in multiple ways in this post-apocalypse. Or rather, it's a weird post-apocalypse where only you are surviving and nothing has been destroyed. But anyways, for regular entertainment, I would probably just go raid my local Best Buy and just pick one of every video game, one of every movie, and I would get, I'd just get a massive fucking truck for this and just load everything into the back. I would also steal the best PC parts. And actually, I don't know if that would be any good, because if the internet goes down, you wouldn't be able to download anything anymore. So you'd want to do this quickly after getting your food source taken care of and some rudimentary barricades. Is like, get the best PC you can possibly have, and then just download as many games as possible. Back them up multiple times. And yeah, just go nuts with that, because it's only going to do so. It's only going to do so much. What? You'd probably have an easier time with consoles, because you could just buy a disc and pop it in and be done. As long as it doesn't require internet to download, because then you're screwed. You ain't going to be playing that.
No, well, unless you know how to operate like the internet shit, and you go to where, I'm going to sound very uneducated, where the internet is made. You can learn how to keep it online, of course, and honestly, strategically, if you're going to rely on the internet for entertainment, set your headquarters up at, like, Comcast headquarters or something, and use the area where some of the animals are overrun, select a few, and create kind of like a farm. That way you have a source of food, you have the internet at your disposal, and then you can also stock up on weapons so you can defend yourself. Strategically, that would be an interesting, like, modern solution to the apocalypse. In the best case scenario apocalypse, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, shitloads of movies. I would definitely also steal, like, the biggest possible quality TV. I'd take one of those, like, 90-inch 8Ks that they got that are still way too expensive. I Googled one a couple of years ago when I heard about it. It was like $25,000. But for me, it's free. I own everything on the planet now. So yeah, I'm just gonna take a shitload of that. And yeah. You'll have plenty of movies, plenty of games, so your entertainment's dealt with. And yeah, I agree, you do want to find a place. I would honestly clear space in the store, because I think the produce section would be the first thing that's going to go bad, because you're no way you're going to get through all of that. So I would actually bring in dirt and make the produce section into a garden. And I would rig something up with the sprinkler system for me to be able to turn on the sections right above it to use it as like watering. Like I'll turn it on, like, okay, it's time for some rain. I would probably have to figure out some way to get sunlight in, because you gotta have some sunlight. Other shit doesn't grow right inside. At least not everything. Potatoes can grow in the fucking dark. They like the dark.
Potatoes are the Batmans of vegetables.
Yeah. I am carbohydrates. I am the night. I am potato. Anyway.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah, and plus you could use all the rotting vegetables as fertilizer. Just grind them up and spread them around. They also have seeds in them, so you already got a seed supply going.
Yeah, and also helps that there's probably going to be like a gardening section, so you already got access to some additional shit too.
Yeah, there's some there, but I would raid the nearby Home Depot. Because, that'd also be a good supply zone, because that's where you get a lot of your materials for fortification and stuff like that. Lots of tools. Fit conveniently, that's like 2 minutes away from the grocery store, so I'm actually in a really good area for the apocalypse to happen.
And maybe a Walmart, so you can pick yourself up a gun.
I don't know if I want a gun from Walmart. I'd probably go somewhere else. Like a
pawn shop.
Yeah. I feel like you have an older gun there, but it's probably from a time when they actually gave a shit about making shit to last, so... Yeah. Plus, I could get some sick-ass revolver. That'd be nice.
Oh, yes.
I'll make sure
it has a tactical advantage. Oh.
Yeah, I'll get some engraving on that.
No. It'll hold no tactical advantage whatsoever.
Ah, damn it. Yeah, so, that takes care of a good... There's a bunch of food there. You're going to be growing food. You got fortification. You got entertainment. Now you got to worry about other food. New food. Thankfully, animals are starting to move in, and, grass is going to be growing up and shit. So they'll come nearby. I would honestly make the extra effort to get, like, some heavy equipment to come in. I'd rip up some... You know what? Fuck it. Forget the equipment. I'll just get some dynamite and blow the shit out of the parking lot. And then... then get some heavy equipment to bring in some dirt. And I'll plant grass. And I'll also put stuff out there that animals like to eat. Like, like, for example, if you want deer, you can put, like, a salt lick or something. I'm probably sound horribly uneducated on hunting, but that's the shit I would see in a hunting game to help attract deer or something. So you put that out. Maybe it comes by, you shoot it. Now you get some fresh meat. And that'd be good. Gotta be careful, though, because, you're gonna have bears come by. Depending on where you live, you might have some bobcats show up. You don't want to fuck with those.
They taste good, I bet.
Maybe. And yeah...
Honestly, just surviving solely on bobcat meat, that's a good way to get through the apocalypse.
There you go. Now, I'd like to take this a step further. What if it was... Because this was kind of the original premise, but I've gone through a solo thing. What if you were still around? And before the internet, like, shut down, if it did, like, within a few weeks, we managed to, like, realize, like, hey, you're still here. Obviously, we need to team up.
Yeah. Or I could kill you and eat you.
There's plenty of other food. There's no need for that.
Oh, no, this would be for fun. This would have no, like...
Oh, wow.
Survival.
Not even for sport. It's just, like... I gotta be the last one standing.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, Heroicus, look at this gun. If you look down the barrel, there's a nice little prize waiting for you.
Oh, cool. Let me. But yeah, the trip I think would be ridiculous. Because, well,
Oh
first things
yeah.
first, you'd probably want to survive a bit on your own at first. Because you would need to have sufficient food to like pack into a vehicle. I certainly wouldn't take my shitty car. Excuse me. It wouldn't make the trip, and it's small. So I'd want to get probably because I don't really need to worry about gas shortages. I'll just get a big ass truck.
Good
Like
idea.
I can gas up every 10 minutes. It's like not like I don't have unlimited gas for like the next couple of years
Mm-hmm.
before like all goes bad. Um, uh, but yeah, I could do that, or I could try to fly a plane.
Yeah.
That could be amusing.
Or a helicopter.
Nah, plane's faster.
I feel like a helicopter would be easier to understand. I feel like that might be incorrect, and someone in the future is rolling their eyes at that comment, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I would bring some food on the plane, and
Right.
I would bring like 3 parachutes, and I'd like put them all on, and hope one of them works. If for some reason the plane starts running out of gas,
Mm-hmm.
then again, there's no way I'd get out of the plane. So unless at first I broke the door off and then took off like that, if that's even possible. That's a good. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna drive. This sounds horrible.
What about a train?
That would actually be probably better because I could just sort out the route from like, okay, I'll take here to here, here to here, here to here, get closer to you, and then just go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I would actually estimate the internet would probably last a few months. I feel like some websites would just go down without constant, fixing. But then again, with zero traffic, just about like we wouldn't even account for like a 0.1% of the traffic. I feel like a lot of sites would just kind of like stabilize and be fine. So like Discord would probably function, GPS might function. I feel like that might shut down because maybe that's like monitored and controlled partially. So if satellites start falling out of the sky, it's kind of not going to work anymore. But maps are thankfully a thing. I'll have to figure out how to read one of those. Or you can just like shoot off a flare gun every 5 minutes, even if I'm 500 miles away. No, screw it.
Just have infinite flares.
Just get a rocket launcher and just keep shooting it straight up.
Good idea.
I'll see it at some point or hear it
at some point, and probably attract a couple of animals or scare them away.
Yeah, but eventually I'd probably make it to you, and then we'd set up a new base because there's grocery stores and Home Depots and gun stores fucking everywhere.
Right. Maybe hold up in a Taco Bell.
Because
even if the apocalypse comes, a Taco Bell cannot look worse than it already looks.
Yeah, that or a Waffle House. That's something I also want to do, even though if you have a set food, is go to fast food restaurants and just cook up the remaining food that's there. Because it's all frozen shit anyway, unless you're going to Wendy's. So at least you could enjoy the last bit of it. And then when you're done, you can just light the building on fire. It probably still smell good.
Oh, you know what? The first sign of the apocalypse, go to Wendy's so all the meat doesn't go bad. And just eat Wendy's for a month.
Yeah, I don't think it would last a month though. I imagine they I imagine they have probably enough to make, I'd say, a few thousand burgers a day. Maybe. Depends. When did they get their last delivery before the apocalypse?
Let's say this morning.
Then yeah, you probably got a couple weeks to a month. I don't think you'd have a few months. I mean, unless you were like eating one big burger a day, like their pretzel pub burger. Then you'd probably could just eat one of those a day and then just eat something else small. Because God, those things fill you up. I get a double patty one sometimes. I'll just get like a medium fry, because like that burger is gonna power you for the rest of the day.
Oh yeah, the double's good, and then I once got a triple.
Oh God, I don't even want to think about that.
Bacon on it.
I would only get that if it was like I woke up and deliberately didn't eat anything but like toast for breakfast, and I was so hungry by like dinner time. I'd get that, and then then you'd be good. Oof.
Now I want Wendy's. This episode is not sponsored by Wendy's or the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, what would be great is now I can pirate movies without fear of legal repercussions. I can just.
I think
I do that already. But still.
I don't think there'd be much reason to do that, anyways, because you would have just drive around. You got everything. It'd almost be some way to entertain yourself, is to actively drive to like different video stores and stuff. We could even visit the last Blockbuster.
Oh yes.
That should you know what? That should be the base, like the main building we live in. Because then you could just you just get up, and there's like movies everywhere, and you could bring in more movies, and just rotate it yourself.
Play stuff on the TVs. Well, I would go into a government building and download something illegally just to stick it to the government that is no longer in existence.
There you go. I'd be afraid of doing that though, because God, what if there's like some kind of, you walk in and if you don't have a badge, it just like locks you in a room or something, like blast doors come down or some shit. Then you're trapped. Then you're just gonna die. That's what I'd be afraid of, going into certain places. That's another thing. I haven't mentioned this. You'd kind of have to be careful, because while we have like all sorts of nuclear power sources, there's constantly people monitoring that shit, so it, like, you know, they can put in control rods and whatever, keep it stable. When there's no one left to do that, you're gonna have so many nuclear reactors just go fucking Chernobyl everywhere. So you're gonna have to be careful to not be close to those. Hello? Oh no. Venom walked into an exploded nuclear reactor. Guess I'll have to end the episode early.
Alright, I'm back.
Oh,
from the dead.
Yeah. So...
well, the thing is what plot twist, what if we go to a government building and we trip the wire, get locked out, and that's how the last remnants of the government know that people are still alive and find us?
Yeah, but there's no one else left.
Yeah, but then they're gonna make us put on the podcast for the rest of our lives to entertain them.
But there's no one left. It's just us. You're already going insane. There's no one else.
The president.
There's no
what
one
if the
left.
president's a raccoon? What if he's a raccoon?
Damn it,
It's like a
Venom, snap
DreamWorks.
out of it.
It's like a DreamWorks movie,
No, it's not real Venom.
and everyone sings and dances.
But yeah, I'd have to carry a Geiger counter with me because I'd be so worried about the problems like that.
Yeah. So just stay away from anywhere with a big plant.
Yeah.
So everywhere. Live underground like a mole person.
Yeah, there we go. And then maybe the radiation will get to us and we'll mutate, and the mole people will rise.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah. Also, like, I'd probably occasionally want to go on like road trips and check things out. I'd want to collect things. Besides things I already collect, I'd want to collect shit that you shouldn't be allowed to own. Like, I would go steal like shit from Disneyland, Disney World, Universal Studios. I'd go find a DeLorean replica and take it. It's mine now.
Break into someone's house.
Oh, hell yeah.
Take their, live in their house. I'd live in a small house, not a big one.
I would love to go in and, like, I just snoop around and just, like, find, like, see what's interesting. What can we read from this person's, like, leftover mail, and who were they? What did they do? And then if I go in and it's like, holy shit, this person collects hot toys and expensive like lightsaber replicas. Like, I'm taking that shit.
And if they've got a turtle, we can eat it.
Good point. But by the time we find it, it's probably dead.
Even better, if it's rotting, then that's delicious, delectable rotting turtle meat.
And then you can save the shell for like a ball.
Oh yeah.
Or a helmet.
Yeah. Or like in Mario Kart and just chuck it at people. Oh wait, there's only 2 people left. Chuck it at.
You can throw it at me.
Figment of my imagination. Oh, okay, good. I'll be like heroic as catch, just throw it right at your head.
Or here's an idea. I'll go get a bunch of mannequins from like different stores and set them up, and you can just have like turtle shell people bowling.
Oh, that'd be great.
And if it'll make you feel better, I'll do something special at Christmas. I'll give them elf ears, so we can have the elf bowling.
Elf bowling 2. Santa and the Apocalypse.
Yeah. We can dress up and roleplay as the characters, having the elf bowling rematch. I want to be Dingle, though, so I can sing about slavery.
Okay.
Again.
Okay. Sounds good. And the thing is there would be no one to give us a cease and desist.
Exactly. We can make the sequels to anything we want.
We could make Godfather 4.
Oh. I've yet to see a single one of those. So, that'd be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Without even watching a single one, we can make the 4th one.
That reminds me. We also need to hit up a movie theater. I can probably tap into the system. This is another thing. Once electricity lines probably go down, you probably have to run everything on generators, which is great because we could just steal all the generators and load them with gasoline and shit. Mm-hmm. Maybe if we can find some videos, we could make something that's solar powered. That'd be cool. But we get enough to power each, place we go to. All of our movies, we will watch them at an actual movie theater.
Sounds like fun.
I'll just go in, I'll hook up something to play it. And yeah, just do that. Some of them, maybe they have like for testing purposes, maybe they just have like a Blu-ray player hooked up, which would be great. And then we can just pop shit in and go down and watch it. Be fantastic. The only thing that'll be annoying is I would have to. Well, actually, I would have to program in some like trailers or something, or some clips, just to give me enough time to run down the stairs and into the actual auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
or you could just do it
like
where you could set up your computer, and that way you could like use your phone to like remotely activate the computer or something. If we're going all fancy schmancy.
Maybe, but I still like to go upstairs. What I do actually is I'll go to a McDonald's fun place and I'll steal one of the slides, and then I'll install it into the theater we're going to. So I start the movie and I just slide into a seat.
Gotta make sure you don't slide too fast, though. You might end up breaking a bones.
Oh, no. What I'll do is I'll remove some seats and I'll put like what is it? I'll put one of those kiddie pools at the bottom, and it'll just be filled with it'll be a ball pit. I'll set one of those up. So I'll just land in that, and then I'll just hop out and get into a seat. I'll be fine.
Good idea. At first I thought you said you were going to remove your bones or something. I was like, that's a good idea too.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
Become a giant worm.
Falling is now fun.
Mm-hmm. You'll just become a worm.
Yeah. Interesting way to do things. No, you won't. I won't need X-rays anymore. Not that anybody could give them to me.
Exactly. Hey, and free X-rays for yourself too.
Yeah.
If you want to give, that's another thing about the apocalypse is if the machines are still running.
Yeah. Like if you had a perfect scenario where like hydroelectric plants perfectly ran themselves, nuclear plants never exploded, and you just had unlimited electricity and didn't have to worry about setting up fucking 9,000 generators at every place you wanted to go to, you probably manage just fine because you wouldn't have to worry about power. But realistically, you would. But if you didn't, that would be great because then you could just do whatever. I have to say, I would have too much fun burning buildings down. I like fire. Sometimes, I have a fire in the backyard and I just look at the fire, the purity of it all. It can cleanse. I don't. You get it. What the guy in MGS3 said. I don't remember the quotes exactly.
May the fires of hell purge me clean. I think that's what he says in that.
Yeah, and he says some other shit about fire, in a sexual way. I just don't remember.
I love taking a lighter and burning my balls.
Oh yeah.
I am the Fury. Here are my balls.
Yeah, that was in the HD definitive port that they made.
Mm-hmm.
Only we own it because they never released it.
Yeah, we actually got it because we raided Konami headquarters during the apocalypse.
Shit, you know what we should do is go there. We go there, right? I'm sure they have all of the files that they used for the MGS3 what was it? Gotcha machine, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
We'll take those. I'll figure out coding, and we will make MGS3 remastered using those assets.
Perfect.
Better yet, I'll get some mannequins, and we'll just recreate MGS3 in real time, in the real world. You can be Snake. I'll be all the villains at different intervals.
Perfect. Totally not a psychotic idea. Yeah. Great. Perfect. 10 out of 10. And what would be... What?
to be the boss or Joy, whatever you want to call her, I'll just get like a Legolas wig, and I'll get some white pillows and just strap them to myself, and like that's good enough. It's a good enough cosplay.
Or just take the head off of the Stay Puffed Marshmallow outfit costume, and just say that's the boss's uniform.
Yeah, there you go. Now we need a PC port so someone can make that as a mod. Just replace every character in the game with like different mascots from corporations, so we can have Stay Puft. Well, actually, not. It's not Stay Puft. That's Ghostbusters. But you mean the Michelin Man? And yeah, then we could have Ronald McDonald and other characters like that. I'd play that game.
Good idea.
Metal Gear Solid 3. Fuck was it? Corporate espionage action. even though that's not what it is, just go with it.
We'll just go with it.
But yeah, ideally with the unlimited food sources and the entertainment, we'd probably kill each other by like 5 years in, because we just fucking hate each other.
Sounds like fun.
We continue to make podcast episodes, and we would always be trending on YouTube because we'd be the only videos being uploaded. But yeah, eventually
it'd be us, and somehow they're still releasing Jimmy Fallon clips. Somehow, just mysteriously.
Yeah, they'd just be like, they probably just make so many, and then they just drip feed them.
Mm-hmm.
It's already queued up, so there'd be videos probably uploading for some time, and then you randomly would just get one, like, random upload years in. Like some YouTuber like made some stupid thing to pop up. Like suddenly you just see an upload from Markiplier, and it's just him just like licking his lips close up to the camera. That's some shit.
What if that was just a signal of him being alive? He's like, guys, I'm alive, and that's his signal, is him licking his lips. It'd be us and Markiplier.
Oh god, that'd be great.
He could entertain us.
Yes. Just like pull a shotgun. It's like you are going to replay all of the Five Nights at Freddy's right now. You just like
right now.
Okay. And we since this is all done live, we give him a flute so we can play his outro music. Crazy LaPain, which I don't think he has used in some time. I could be wrong. I haven't watched a lot of his gameplay lately. I love his skits and shit, but I haven't seen a ton. I've been watching so much speedrun content and gaming history shit. And then
good stuff.
Occasionally there's a new Last Iceberg video from Dan Tavius. I swear it's a gag. Every time he makes one, he said, "This is the last one I'm making." It's like, yeah, there's been like 8 of these where it's been the last one you're making. But yeah. Anyway, I think this is gonna about wrap it up.
Sounds good. This was a long one.
Yeah, it was good. I'm actually feeling tired now. I need to go drink something.
Damn. What a journey.
Yeah. So yeah, if this happens and we're still around, just, leave us a comment and say like, hey, come pick me up. If you're not in the United States, well, sorry, we're not going to be able to do anything because I probably won't be able to fly a plane. So, I don't know, maybe just swim.
Or give us your exact coordinates so we can go to the Pentagon and set a bunch of nukes guided to exactly where you are.
Yeah. And considering things, maybe it'll work like an exploit, and it'll just launch you across the planet perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Maybe crispy, but still.
Yeah.
We can eat your corpse if worst case scenario.
Yeah. Fried human ass. My favorite.
Radiation. Oh.
Okay, Homer Simpson. Yeah, one last thing. I wonder how long before you would just devolve into being a Simpson. Like, you would genuinely believe that you're Homer. I just wake up one morning and you're just wearing a white shirt, jeans, and you painted yourself yellow. Like, bright yellow. You shaved your head.
I tattooed my entire body.
Yeah, you shaved your head and you literally just tattoo on the squiggles of the remnants of his hair or whatever.
Oh no. That'd be like day 2. Like the first day I'd be completely normal, the second day I'm just instantly Homer Simpson. So I'd be Homer. Yeah, and then we'll capture Markiplier. What a fucking plan.
There we go. Day 1.
The Simpsons.
Day 1, survive. Day 2, become Simpsons. Day 3, capture Markiplier.
Day 4, kill ourselves.
Now Markiplier is alone.
He just starves to death. Why is that funny?
I'd just like to imagine. It's probably days later, and he for some reason runs out of food, and with his dying breath, he's just like, "And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye." And then he just dramatically dies. And then the tapirs take over the world.
Oh, yes. Perfect. Honestly, now I kind of wish I could live through the apocalypse. Just have the tapirs run the world. I feel like things would be a lot more peaceful if tapirs were running things.
Yeah. Alright, well, that's going to be it for real this time. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time, which next week I will be experimenting on different ways to knock out venom with different types of gases.
Mm-hmm. And I will be filing a restraining order against Heroicus.
But prior to the episode, I will make those legal.
Oh, okay. Good.